Have we entered a techno-utopia or a virtual prison? Find out when I look at Captivated on this week's Indy Christian Review. We're surrounded by screens every day, but have we been taken captive by the media that we immerse ourselves in? That's what the documentary Captivated wants to find out.
We live in a media-saturated society.
The screen time for the average American child is over 53 hours a week.
The digital age has swept into young adults' lives like a tidal wave.
Media has taken my generation captive.
Media was very big in helping me to escape the realities of my life.
I was captivated by television. It dictated what I was going to do and when I was going to do it.
It's a bigger addiction than drugs a lot of times.
There is a great need for concern.
Have we entered a techno-utopia or a virtual prison?
Pretty much my life consisted of media in some way, shape, or form.
I just got so sucked up in it, it just kind of took over part of my life.
Is our social experience richer and deeper, or more shallow and artificial?
I was on Facebook every day, all day long.
We stand a chance of roboticizing relationships.
The trivia of youth are amplified by these digital tools.
Men are trying to escape into the world of games. We've arranged the culture to trick their brains into thinking that they've done something when in fact they haven't.
You can't think, I'll watch and I'll listen, but I won't do.
Is there hope of finding freedom?
I found that there's more of a freedom without media, in all honesty.
When I was able to let go, there was such incredible freedom.
This world would be a completely different place if we weren't all glued to a screen.
There's a need to break free from these chains that bind us.
When you unplug, all of these things that are part of God's design for us begin to be restored.
Alright, first I've got to talk about the very beginning of this thing. Captivated has the best opening title sequence I have ever seen in a Christian movie ever. And it doesn't stop there. The production values on this thing are top notch. This is by far the best looking documentary I have ever seen on this show. I can't find anything to criticize on the visual aspect of this thing. It's well edited, there's a perfect amount of B-roll, the camera's not doing this whole shaky cam, hey look at me, I'm a camera during the interviews. This is probably the best made documentary I've ever seen, no exaggeration. Okay, so it looks great. But what about the message? Does Captivated do as good of a job telling us what it wants to say as it does showing us? Yeah. Experts talk about the social and historical aspects of media and give a lot of examples of the negative influences that overconsumption of media can have, even using the Titanic as an example. And the flip side is also shown. We're introduced to several people who have either taken media fasts or have cut out media entirely, and we hear their accounts of how much they and their families have benefited from these changes. I found Captivated to be extremely convicting, and it forced me to take a look at my own media consuming habits. And I've decided to make some changes as a result. This does lead to my one big criticism though. The whole thing comes across as very anti-media. And there were maybe a handful of passing references that, yeah, maybe there are some positive aspects to media, but the whole thing had a very negative tone. Now on the DVD there's a message from the producer where he explains that it's not supposed to be anti-media, but it's just trying to encourage people to make very wise decisions in how they consume media. And I'm glad that they did that. It just probably should have been included in the documentary too. Because as I watched the movie, I found myself wondering if maybe the filmmakers were being a little almost hypocritical, making a movie condemning media. Like I said, they do include that in the bonus features. It just would have been nice if they had made it a bit more clear in the movie itself. You can find out more about Captivated and purchase your own copy at captivatedthemovie.com. Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check back next week for more reviews of independent Christian films. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and check out our other reviews at indychristianreview.com. I'm Zack Lawrence. May God bless you, and may God bless independent Christian films. Now we're rolling. Have we entered a Find out when I think. Have we entered a techno-utopia or a virtual prison? Find out when I I am so out of practice on this. Find out when I look at Captivated and oh my goodness, this is ridiculous.